whatever recitations are there, they embody a profound note of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. But a Guru Stuti is an important and indispensable part of it. Madhya Hridayakashe Sadanandamayo Guru Udetu Satatam Samyag Swatmananda Prabodhagaha. Nutan. Kuleda. Swatmananda Prabodhagaha. Harihi, Harihi, Harihi Om Tats Jai Guru. We shall jointly recite Omkara once, pronouncing its benedictions on all the creatures surviving upon the earth. Interlock your fingers and put them on your lap. Sit comfortably erect. Close your eyes. Open the mouth and the heart and join me. As all of you know, today is the day when my Gurudev was born. That coincides with Shivaratri. We have not been observing this day earlier, but for some time now, in the ashram as well as in our centers, this day is specially observed. It is already Shivaratri. But more important so far as we are concerned is that it is the birthday of our Gurudev. All of you know well that you have come to participate in this observance. But I am wondering, while participating or before or afterwards, you ever think about what does this signify? What is the role of a Guru in one's life? Why is the Guru important or indispensable? I don't think generally you will think about it, though you are associated with me for a number of decades and even more. Our country is greatly blessed with the spirit and current of devotion. We have countless number of temples in our land. Each temple has got a deity. It is generally a stone deity. It can also be an earthen idol, clay idol, or it can be a wooden idol. But every temple has got an idol installed there. That idol represents one deity or the other. There are temples in our land where, particularly on special occasions, lakhs and millions of people go for darshan. You must have seen in the audio visual records that people line up, come, stand and go. They don't even stand there at least for 1 minute or 2 minutes and look at their pet idol satisfactorily to their own satisfaction. So much is the crowd. Nevertheless, people go there. The more the crowd, the still more will be for the next time. Why are they going? I don't know. It is very true that no idol ever sees the devotee who goes there. because it is a stony idol with stony eyes. How can it see? But devotees do not recognize this. They always say it is faith, faith, faith. It is faith and it will flourish. But out of the thousands of such devotees, there will be one or two who start feeling, what is this? I am devoted to God. I also have worshipped in the temple. It is all my business, my effort. But has my effort been acceptable to my God? What does He feel about it? Does He have anything to tell me as a message, either of correction or of improvement or reinforcement? Decades have passed, but I have no response from my deity. But as I live in the world, I have my mind, I have my problems, I have my intelligence, I have my questions. Who will answer all of them? From the deity and God, I cannot get an answer because I have ears to receive sounds and the so-called idol never speaks. Speaking is done only by a human. Animals and birds produce sounds. They don't speak, they don't articulate. So picking up one point or the other, the devotee has a feeling that whatever I do is not sufficient. I have questions and doubts, enquiries. Nobody is there to answer. Even when he shares his mind with others, he will not be able to get a satisfactory answer. That is the time they approach a Sadguru who lives a life different from the rest. All the others are in their families with their married partner, children and relatives of those. But this Sadguru is a person who lives in a style and in a way totally different from the family. In all probability, in most cases, he will have no blood family or matrimonial family. If he has, he must have renounced it. When you go to such a person, he is available before you to listen to you and to answer your questions. I went to Calcutta many years back. I cannot specify the year. It was a journey in pursuit of a professional life. But very soon I happened to see my Gurudev. He was brought by my brother to our flat. He stayed there for more than 1 month. It was a great exposure to me, though the subject was totally Greek. I found a person who was always sitting in his room, never gets up except for going to the toilet and washing his hands after meals. Can there be a person who never gets up from the seat? He was given to Shirshasana, so he was always standing on his head several hours in a day, night also. So it was a total new exposure for me. To my restless mind, I found here is a person with whom I can talk. The contact with my Gurudev started from there. I did not leave it. I nurtured it, cherished it, strengthened it, intensified it. And before long, I got my Brahma Vidya Diksha from him. What was this Diksha? Many of you may think, I have gone to the Guru, I have got Guru Mantra, Guru Mantra, Guru Mantra. My feeling is not, it is not mere mantra. The Guru is trying to transfuse from his own being an indefinable power and potential into the seeker. He has his own methods of doing it. He may use his sound, he may use his eyes, Sometimes he may touch the head or chest of the devotee. By darshana, sparshana, etc. He is instilling into the disciple a spiritual inspiration, a spiritual empowerment. This is what a guru does. Because it is transfusing a spiritual empowerment, the disciple can develop it and feel it. When I sat before my guru and he was standing on his head upon the cot, hardly 15 minutes had passed. My whole thighs started trembling. First time I was experiencing such a kind of experience. There was a vibrational presence in me ever since I got initiated, which even now continues. So it was a great change in my life. Instead of seeking God at a distance, here, there or elsewhere, I found the seeking should stop. What is required is realizing God. Where will you realize? You will realize where all the experiences are centered. That is in your own mind and heart. So my mind and heart became the sole focus for me. And my guru was the sole object of attention for me. I never looked to any other agency from then on. Neither a God nor a person. My fondness continues to be the same. No difference. I used to go and live with him. Living means very closely observing him. So observation automatically comes. Whenever I had anything to ask, I would ask. Whenever he spoke, I heard it. I will tell you one sloka which I heard from him. At that time, I had not read Bhagavad Gita. So he said, Yad ahankaram ashritya na yotsya idhi manyase mithyaisha vyavasayaste pragadistvam niyokshidi. This is in the last chapter 18th. My dear Arjuna, listen to me. Resorting to your own ego, if you become obstinate and say that I will not fight, whatever may come. Arjuna had gone to the battlefield to fight gloriously and become more famous. Such a person now says, I will not fight. He says, this statement that I will not fight is mithya. It is ill-founded. It has no ground. Pragadistvam niyokshidi. Your own nature, your own body, your own mind, your own intelligence, the tendencies, inspirations, urges these have will force you to fight. I understood what ahankara could mean. When you say, I will not fight, you are resorting to your ahankara and then say. Can you say, I will not breathe? Can you say, I will not eat? Can you say, I will not allow my body to be hot? Can you say, I will not allow my lungs to breathe? So as the lung is breathing, heart is beating, brain is sending signals, the stomach is becoming hungry and taking food. All these are arrangements and orders made by nature. In the same manner, in a larger social context, this war also has come. You cannot generate a war. You are only a single fighter in the whole game. But here, 4.5 million warriors have come. 45 lakhs. You mean to say, all these people have come only because you called them? Everyone has got fighting tendency. And everyone has come here to fight, not to go back without fight. They will go back either after winning the war or they will fall dead, hit by the opponent. My dear Arjuna, you are a fool of the first order. The whole war has precipitated not because of you. You are only a participant. Suppose you decide not to fight. Do you think all of them will return from here? So this is a big social event. Individually, it is the Kshatriya tendencies that have precipitated this. Otherwise, it has got political, administrative and other implications. So the war is going to be whether you participate in it or not. So Prakriti will force you. So I understood the message of ego and the message of Prakriti from there. Later on, I started reading Bhagavad Gita. I understood I am an exponent of Bhagavad Gita. I think I speak more on Bhagavad Gita than Krishna could speak and has spoken. But first time I heard it from him. This was a great enlightenment for me. Similarly, there are other verses also. Altogether maybe 5 or 6 verses are there. That was sufficient for me. But my Guru Bhakti is very supreme. It's an exclusive devotion to Guru. I don't bring and place a God there by the side. And that Guru Bhakti has shaped me after I met my Gurudev. I was continuing my profession. I started reading scriptures, scriptural texts. Reading the scriptures meant a totally different and higher dimension to my seeking as well as my life. Scriptures are living gurus for me. The writer of the scripture might have dropped his body, but his book is his living presence. As he is my guru, so is the scripture. When Srimad Bhagavata says, Sarekshita Rekshadi yo hi garbhe, he who protects you in the mother's womb is the only protector outside also. I don't require any further person to come and ratify this statement. That statement is supreme. It is the words of Vyasadeva. Whether he is living now or not is immaterial. He had written it to be available for all times to come. So the reading of scriptures meant a great deal for me and my sadhana. And that at one point of time, what I read told me, are you a seeker? Do you want to realize the truth? Are you earnest? Then stop looking at any gods and goddesses. Never prostrate before anybody. Do not offer pinda and udaka for the departed souls. Nistudihi nirnamaskaraha niswadhakara evacha chalachala nikedascha yadir yadrichiko bhavet. You have only 2 factors in life. One is the movable body, another is the immovable self. Are you following me? Whether you marry, whether you deliver, whether you are a parent or not, With you there are only two things. One is the movable body, biological aggregate. Another is the spiritual inner presence. These are sufficient. Simply get out. Yatihi yadrishiko bhavet. Become an ascetic and depend upon chance and see what nature and God can do for you. You feel that your job protects you. Market gives you food. Where from did the food come to the market? The original seeds were planted when? What about the earth itself? What about water and air? None of these things is produced by any of our grandparents. So don't question, try to understand. Yatihi yadrishiko bhavet. See the truth inwardly, the outward truth also. What is the outward truth? Including our body, everything in this world is perishable. The imperishable is within the body. Understand this and then never fall from the truth. These are the two verses that made me finally to say goodbye to everything. Tattvam adhyatmikam drishtva, tattvam drishtva tu bahyadaha, tatvi bhudaha stadaramaha, tattvad aprachyuto bhavet. Delight in your inner presence. You have the mind to delight, the intelligence to understand. So delight and rejoice in the inner presence and walk off. I think I walked off. Now I am here unable to walk. See, I have this myoclonus problem. When I think about it, it comes in a spell of 5 or 6 seconds. And after that I become, as usual, very normal, as you have seen. So what do I have to tell God or nature? The 5 or 6 seconds, it comes as a wind blow. And the remaining period where I am absolutely free. So shall I thank God for the long period where I am free? Or shall I blame Him for the 6 seconds? Are you hearing me? Shall I blame Him for the 6 seconds? Or shall I compliment Him for the rest of the day? Health and ill health are a pair of opposites. So sometimes I am not having good health. Sometimes I have health, like Sukha and Dukkha and so many other Dundvas in the world. So I am quite happy. Our scriptures, wonderful. All that you want, you can have from there. So, my brothers also are initiated. Some of them were sannyasins also. But none of them has that kind of a Guru Bhakti and Guru fondness as I have. There I excel. I never look to anything else at all. Similarly, our Shastras also are very, very great. They are all living teachers. Every Shastra will have something special to tell you, beautifully. So we have ample Shastras. If only you can open them and read. Now I am ending it with a very significant note. We have in our ashram about 3 generations. I cannot expect more. It starts with me, then Nutun Swamiji and Ma 2nd generation. We have the 3rd generation also here. To some extent you can say we have a 4th generation also in terms of age. What more can I expect? I don't think we can expect more than 4 generations. What do you say? Now, I am very sorry that people are hearing me. Sometimes I speak like this. I am still waiting for the day when one or two of my listeners or readers will feel as I did. Will feel as I did. How can it be that all of them are hollow? All of them are insincere? All of them give a stepmotherly treatment to this Diksha and also the Shastras? Will there not be some kindred soul, some good and pious soul who feels inspired as I did or even more than I did? So this is a question I throw before nature as well as God. I also tell you, should you not feel? See, here is an ashram that has been brought about. They are doing good work. A lot of scripture is there. A lot of learning is there. I should leave everything and join this team. Some of them are already here. Similarly, should you not feel, I am asking, what is this? Is it looking like a cinema star? I mean, looking at a cinema star? Certainly not. We are different. So this question sometimes comes to me. Right from the beginning I have felt my talks, people will hear and they will feel inspired. People have felt inspired. 5 or 6 people are already here. So this is a question. Let me stop now. Samvedya varjidamanuttamameghamadyam samvidpadam vikalanam kalayan mahatman hridyeva tishtha kalanarahida kriyam tu kurvan agartrapadamedya shamodidashri kurvan agartrapadamedya shamodidashri. Harihi, Harihi, Harihi Om Tats. We will have a conclusional Omkara. Take your pose for it. Om.